NCRP Productions presents Torg Eternity by Ulisses Spiele. The Breifne Crown, Episode 3.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a Sunday of Possibilities. My name is Greg, and I will be your GM for our Torg game. And I'd like to have our players introduce themselves, starting with my right.
Hello everyone, this is David, and I am playing Elias Strode, the Sakelum Chaplain from Arosh.
Hello, this is Victoria. I'm playing Iara, the Elven Necromancer from Aysle.
Hey, it's Barry. I am running Max Elite, a blood-covered freedom fighter from Tharkold.
And this is Shan. I'm playing Azrael, the cyber witch from the cyber papacy cosm.
And Tori, our monster hunter from Arosh, is unable to join us today. Eva, her character, has been out scouting for the horses that our players have found. So what happened?
Vanquished.
What happened? Can someone explain what happened?
Whole bunch of lightning. That's what happened. Lots of lightning.
So once we got to the area of Aysle, the people we were supposed to meet were dead from some fearful means, and our horses and gear were not readily available. We found our gear and then followed the bloody trail to our undead horses, which then proceeded to attack us. And Azrael definitely was the hero of the moment, with killing 4 of the 5 of them with lightning, all of the lightning. Lots of exploding horses, mostly onto Max.
Yeah, he got a mouthful a couple times.
Yeah, so at this point, you guys had just finished destroying the horses, or I should say, Azrael got finished destroying the herd, the undead herd, and Father Elias was able to employ his first aid skill and address wounds on, I think, all of the characters.
Yep.
Yeah, all
Yep.
Yep. From here, what are you guys doing now that everyone's bandaged up and ready to go?
Are we, at this point, are we going to try and find Eva, or come back and go at... I'm uncertain. She's not going to find the horses. Well, not obviously. Are we certain these are the horses? I mean, it is peculiar. There were 5 of them, and they...
It seems likely that
followed.
these are the horses we were looking for. I do believe we should probably go look for Eva and tell her to stop looking for them.
Sounds good. Let's go find her.
So go ahead and roll a find roll, and then everyone else can add. So instead of...
Who's rolling find?
So someone needs to roll find, and then
Fine's based on what
the
mind.
other party can
Yeah.
assist.
Who has the highest mind?
I will. Mine's
Oh,
13.
there you go.
And it's her land.
Yeah, and it's my area,
Rise
so...
that up. So how do we add? Oh, we're just adding our find?
You can either add a +1 bonus, or you could roll and add the bonuses off your roll.
I'm adding a +1.
I'm going to gamble it.
Okay.
So, but if I roll like
That sucks.
a 2 and it's a -8, she
Well,
has to minus
just
8.
like
Correct.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's minus, so yeah.
Did you just roll 2?
Yeah, I did, yeah. You described exactly what just happened here.
You got in her way.
And,
Can
yeah,
you possibility a way out of that?
So I could, yeah.
Oh, I'm asking. Is that like
You
Yeah, yeah, it's a roll, right?
+3?
Okay, I'm going to go ahead with my -8. That way it's only a -5. And you've got
Negative
a 13.
4.
so I already had a +2. You had +1, and you had +3.
So you're subtracting 2.
Okay.
You're going to be theoretically at 11.
11.
So you start looking to where you think the last that she took off, thinking to be able to pick up her tracks, but she was pretty good at moving through. So you realize you're not going to be able to find her tracks, but it strikes you, if you mark your trail, she should be able to pick it up.
Okay.
So it seems that she is good at keeping herself hidden, but not as good about hunting monsters. We will need to discuss this with her when we find her.
Yes.
She might take up a second vocation. We, at this point, should head somewhere. I can't believe that a pillar of fire and my shots won't bring someone. I mean, they would echo about the woods heavily.
So actually, in all reality, in Aysle,
It's pretty normal.
fire and lightning coming down is actually kind of normal.
I don't believe it'll bring the attention that you believe it
Well,
will.
we should probably head in the direction
But
that
we
we were going to go
yes.
ahead
We
had
sh-
the horses.
Well, I'll go pick up the sword I tossed.
Oh, and I point out there's a shield over there, if anyone wants one.
I need a hand free.
So we should head towards, what was the place?
Leitrim.
Leitrim.
So Leitrim is east, pretty much due east from Sligo Beach.
Okay.
And you start making your way through.
So I have down that we're going to the county of Leitrim. Are we actually going to the city of Leitrim?
County Leitrim.
In Ireland, that's kind of the same thing. County Leitrim is town of
Very
Leitrim.
good. Well, lead on.
Let us go.
So you start moving on. After doubling back to try to find Ava's tracks after the fight from when you first landed, it's about 10:30 in the morning now. So some time has passed, but not a whole lot of time.
Okay.
And you're making your way east. Maybe about an hour passes, and you can actually start seeing like signs of passage along the trails. The trail that you're starting in moves into more of like a widened wagon road, dirt road. And you can see people, tracks are, and wagons that have been moving along.
As you can see, this is the way that the groups of humans seem to be traveling towards, so we should continue on our way.
Go ahead and roll evidence analysis for me.
Okay.
Does anyone in the group actually have evidence analysis?
No.
No.
That's what I thought.
I'm going to use a possibility.
Remember, it adds to it.
Yeah.
And minimum 10 is your second roll.
So 14.
14, as you start looking at the tracks, these are not elvish made, and it
Oh, human.
That is what
would
you
make
said.
sense.
Right, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Okay. So just confirming that what I thought.
Are they like boot tracks or are they like wagon tracks?
Both.
So what did you do after seeing that these are more human tracks?
The human wagon.
Human wagon.
Human wagon. Bastard.
We are supposed to be going stealthily. That's what he told us. So perhaps we should get off of the trail and and try to travel throughout the woods and parallel the trail.
And it does strike you that you are traveling with 4 humans.
Right. I'm the only one out
Correct.
of normal in this area with where we're trying to head to, at least.
Do you think that us being human is gonna aid us in our stealthy endeavors?
You guys, yes. I believe so because, well, I don't know about stealthy endeavors, but at least you will blend in if we come across the humans that are pilgrimaging, I can't say that word, towards this area.
Okay.
Are they on a pilgrimage?
That's what I'm,
That's our theory.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Because
Pilgrim-
they're headed to a church
yes.
that we're trying to find.
Which is in Leitrim or whatever, right?
Leitrim. So,
Should have killed him.
Leitrim.
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 Leitrim. I need to write that down. So I guess you guys could stay on the road, and then you could, if humans come upon us, you could ask questions because
Yeah, we can ask them about their religion.
maybe perhaps not in a very judgmental way though.
So what do you guys do?
Head down the road.
We're walking down the
I'm,
road.
I'm following
Are we following the yellow brick road?
Iara, because she's the leader.
Iara, are you staying on the road and just kind of like using your cloak to cover your elven features?
Yeah, for the most part. And then I'm going to try to keep an ear out to hear if I hear any movement and if or other people. And if I do, I'm going to try to get off the road. But again, as I've just explained to the humans, you guys can kind of stay on the road because you're humans. So I will go hide, and if
Are elves
we
not
come
welcomed
across,
by humans here?
elves are. This is the elven area, so we are expected to be here. However, our plan is to go get information about this pilgrimage. So I don't believe the humans would be willing to provide me any information. We're supposed to be doing this stealthily, so that's
Do you
why.
think that they would not allow elves into their congregations?
Based
Would
on
be
what
prejudice?
Jones said, it seems that it's possible that they are trying to counter whatever our plans are right now. So I think it would be counterintuitive for me to be as visible, but it could help us to have the humans, you guys, join, or at least if we come across other humans, you could talk with them and obtain information.
Is their speech what we speak? All of us have been able to converse. The languages are very similar.
from what I understand, they are from this area, so they should be speaking the same language that we are speaking.
Very good.
They could be speaking Gaelic, right? Oh, we're in a different place. They could be speaking some common tongue that's foreign to us, right?
Well, we're still in Ireland, and Gaelic is somewhat of a lost language. There's still some that speak it, but it is not as common as it used to be.
In the north, Gaelic is actually pretty prevalent.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does anyone speak
Well, then
Gaelic?
there's also the, like, even among English speakers, dialect difference, where
Right.
it's like they might use words, and I'm like, what are you saying?
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
think
when
for-
I was in Ireland, the people I
Yes.
was with, sometimes they spoke too quickly for me to understand what they were saying, and I know it was English.
Yep.
So.
Or just
Same.
things like biscuits is
Right.
cookies to them, but
Yeah.
biscuits is a biscuit
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
here.
Right.
The vernacular is different.
Yeah. And gravy is also different to them.
Gravy.
It's a different, like, what they think of gravy.
They put gravy on everything.
But I think that for the most part, we should be able, or you should be able to converse with them.
We'll find out.
Yes. And based on the fact that there's droves of humans, they are probably not all from this area. And so I
Our
would imagine,
accents are going to be not very suspicious.
I would possibly.
Did anyone take in a language other than your native language?
Nope.
Besides me?
I'm not sure if I did or not.
I didn't.
Does Azrael speak with an accent?
That's why I was having this conversation, because I'm not sure. Because although I popped out of the cyber papacy into Brazil, I don't know if that means I've got like a Portuguese speaking accent.
I think it'd be more like, your preference for the character. I can see it would.
Okay.
At least it wasn't chubbygirls.com that you brought up. But no, I
It's
think
twice I've thought the thing was turned off.
I think whatever, I can see whether it be something like a Portuguese accent or a French accent. Either one would make sense to me.
We're gonna have to pretend I have a Portuguese accent
Sure.
because I cannot fake that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Nor can I speak Portuguese. So
I didn't do it this last round, but I want to try to sometimes have an Irish accent. I'm horrible at an Irish accent, but I can sometimes do something. So since I've been here for a while, I want it to kind of come and go anyway. So I just need to remember to do it.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so as you keep walking around, it doesn't take long. Maybe about 15 minutes later, at the pace you guys are going, you can start catching up to a small band that's walking in the same direction that you're heading.
There's our pilgrimage right there.
Do we endeavor to infiltrate?
I do think it could possibly be helpful for you guys too, but I'm going to veer off into the woods and try to stay to the shadows.
I will approach innocently. So I tuck my cross inside my vestment.
Ira, is there any difference between the migration of humans and the standard that live here? The ones that we are coming to see for this hero, this individual. Is there any difference that we can identify?
Out of character, do I know of any difference? It seems like if there's that many humans, they're probably from other areas and not just here.
So what you know from being from Aysle is one of the laws is the law of emergence, the law of heroes. So if society, peasants will wait until a hero shows up. If no one shows up, somebody will step forward. And so deeds and quests never go unchallenged, unmet, because the law of heroes won't allow it. But yet one of the things that keeps the social caste as it is a collective autonomy is not going to band together to overcome something. They're going to wait for someone to step up and say, I can do this. So that's just part of the world law of Aysle.
But are the humans that are coming, are they from all over, or are they just from...
No, from all over.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
It's going to be a large variety of different humans here, so...
Yeah, from what you've seen, so you haven't, obviously interviewed them, so you
Right.
don't know if they're coming from England, Scotland, from Finland,
Portugal.
Portugal.
But it would make sense that they're not just from Ireland.
Correct.
And
Although, Portugal is going to be more of a mixed zone between cyber papacy and,
Core Earth.
and Aysle.
Oh,
Yeah, so they have a mixed
They
border.
touch.
Yeah,
okay.
they touch.
And I know they touch for Tharkold as well. So we still don't know this hero's name, so that might be the first start.
Yes, I believe. However, I don't know if just going up to... Yeah, it's up to you guys how you would like
The
to
Holy Man, I'm
approach
going to
this.
approach them, and,
I'm sorry, Dave. Out of character, you do know that no hero has ascended.
Okay.
Because I mean that's like a world-shaking thing
Okay,
when
gotcha.
a new hero is
It's-
ascended to godhood.
It's obvious. Okay.
So sorry, Dave.
I just approached him innocently as a man.
So as you guys are
and
talking, you
inquiring
see
about religion.
Father Elias start walking up.
I'm just walking. I mean, yeah, that's the whole reason why we got disguised and everything else. And being a holy man myself, I can tread lightly enough to extract the information that might be helpful.
So as you come walking up, you can see that it's looks like a family, man, wife, and 2 children, couple dogs, and they're dragging like a little hand carts and backpacks on, and they have their walking sticks.
Oh.
So the best way to describe them would be just like serfs, how peasant
Oh, okay.
serfs, how you would picture that.
Oh, the dogs are probably going to see me well before the people, right? I mean, I'm assuming.
I mean, yeah.
Do they run up to me and they start barking, or do they attack me or anything like that?
No. So they're they're used to people, so they're not.
Well, as I get closer, I will hail them.
They look back at you, but keep on walking. I mean, if you wave, they kind of wave back. They don't appear to be unfriendly, especially seeing that you're another human.
No, I'm just gonna catch up to them slowly, and as it. Just pace myself to where I would eventually pass him, but it would take quite some time, so that I have a chance to converse with him as
Sure.
a kind of pace with him.
We should catch up with him. Azrael. We
You
should catch
should.
up with him.
I was checking the book. Portugal's all the way in Cyber Papacy.
Is in Cyprus up on the north, but
Portugal is down here.
okay, got it. So no, it's not
Pretty deep in there.
It's not.
Not mixed.
Yeah,
It's on the other end of the side that's touching.
got it. Thanks for checking.
So we'll walk a little quicker to catch up.
Okay, so you can hear them
I'll-
come and catch up.
Okay,
in.
I'll wait until we're all together.
What are you doing?
I'm going to stay. I'm going to kind of get into the woods and try to be,
Just kind of pace
Stealthy.
alongside.
yeah,
Okay.
stealthily.
bushes.
Yeah,
Okay.
like far enough away because I can follow the trail without being super close to it. So I'm going to try to get kind of a distance away. I don't
Yeah.
need to listen in or anything like that.
I don't think it's going to even require a roll, so it's easy to do. I mean, they don't appear to be looking, for what's pacing them in the woods.
Right.
So, and
They didn't seem to be concerned with me.
not at all.
Right, walking
Not
up
at
on
all.
them.
Cool. And the road that we're following, does it look like well traveled, or?
It's a dirt road, and it's pretty much a wide trail,
Okay.
but it
Are there
looks well
deep
traveled.
ruts? Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that's been traveled.
Oh, okay. All right. It's a horse-drawn cart.
Roll find.
Okay. No.
You don't see horse tracks.
Are they pulling the cart?
It's a little hand cart,
Oh, it's a hand cart. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
A wheelbarrow.
pretty much.
It's like a rickshaw without bicycle.
So what do? What do you guys do?
Are we all there?
Yeah, you were already talking with them, so we're just
Not yet.
catching up to you.
I hadn't got to him yet. But we identified each other hey.
Just, the cordial nod.
Yeah. I will. As we get closer, I'll, ask. How are your travels? Well met. My name is Elias.
Indeed, well met. How do you do, Elias?
I'm well. I'm. My friends and I are on a pilgrimage to the east, seeking enlightenment.
Yes, indeed, you must be traveling the right way. I am Cormac, and this is my family.
Well, nice to meet you, Cormac. What brings you to the road?
Seeking enlightenment as well.
Oh, what can you tell me of your faith?
It looks a little bit puzzled, as... are you not just being drawn to the lady yourself?
I am.
Then... we are eager to learn as much as you.
Oh, then we have a common goal.
Indeed.
Oh, that is that brings warm feelings to my heart.
Aye?
I'll have to, I admittedly, am not well versed, with the faith, but I'm eager to learn. Anything that you can share with me would be beneficial as we maybe travel, in each other's company for a bit.
Indeed. Aye.
I listen. If he says anything,
Did you walk?
he's just walking. He's not saying anything. All right.
Cormac, we have been drawn from a far distance. What have you heard?
So let me ask this real quick. So obviously role playing, but is the intention to get information?
Yes.
Okay. So I need somebody to roll either persuasion or intimidation, depending on how. But it sounds
I
like it's
will
more
persuade.
persuasion. And with accompanying questions, you guys can add.
Is anyone adding?
You can either roll or just add the +1.
Oh, I'll roll. Okay, that's
yeah.
rolling's not working out real well for me. Do you have a high intimidation?
+1.
Okay.
Because Max have a very high intimidation.
He does.
Okay, cool. So we're probably safe. I'm a -6.
You need to stop helping.
But hold on. But this is a what is this based off of? Oh, it's just a straight roll.
Right. You're just
Yeah.
straight roll.
It's -6.
So with that help, the net is a 13.
13.
I lean over to Azrael and say, we should have him walk behind from now on.
Remember that next time you're wounded.
So for game mechanics,
Heal from the back, fool!
Right.
you did. So game mechanics, you didn't make the roll that you needed to. It
Oh,
was a
we needed
DN
more than the 13.
Is a
okay.
DN15 to be able to
Okay.
open up. And so throughout the course of the conversation, at first he kind of answers, but he's getting the feeling that you're really not along the same vibe that he is. And so as that suspicion kind of emanates, he politely says, well, I mean, it's about time my family and I maybe, make a bit of distance and journey on. Good travels to you folks. And just kind of, shuffles the kids along and starts, walking ahead.
Any of them have any obvious ailments? A kid walking with a limp, somebody missing an arm or something. Yeah.
You can grow them back?
Well, not necessarily.
No, nothing obvious like
Nothing
that.
obvious,
There's,
alright.
I mean, poor, but
Okay, poor.
not in bad health.
Well, we know that this prophet they worship is a lady. We learned that.
Actually, I believe he said the lady.
The lady, he did, yeah. The lady.
So we'll let them get out of distance. I'm going to stop. Let them get out of distance, and then
They kind of, one glance back to make sure you're not following, and then, just kind of keep on going.
as they get out of sight, and then motion to the bushes.
Okay.
Hopefully, Iara figured that out.
Yes, I will head back to the group. What did they say?
Well, they say they are going to. They are being drawn to the lady. But they weren't able to give us much more than that.
Or anything about the religion?
Interesting.
Is there? I have scholar history. Is there anything I could glean from any of my historical studies that about a devout figure known as the lady?
Roll.
I have a 12 in scholar.
I have a 14.
You got a 12. Oh, let's see. I've got a. Let's see. Well, 9 is going to give me -1, so that's going to get rid of my history. But I have I have an 11 mine, so.
So you're
11.
going to want a DN15. It's a difficult
All right,
roll.
so I'm going to go and spend a possibility. I'm going to add.
And if you have, almost have scholar,
I have
Here we go.
scholar.
I want
There we
to
go.
help.
So
Okay.
9 plus. So that's
Actually,
20,
you won't be able to
23. So now it's going to be a lot better. So
because this is
8,
new to your cause.
9,
Okay.
20. Total of 20.
13.
So you're adding 1.
Oh, adding 1. Yeah.
So
Sorry, forgot about that.
So add 1 to
21.
his.
So, remembering what Joan said about taking folklore and making it real, and the term "the lady," the only thing that really comes to mind that you can think of, like during in this setting, would be the Lady of the Lake.
Can he
And I share that
explain?
with the group.
Yeah,
I
explain the story.
that to the group. The story of the Lady of the Lake. Which I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, but I will explain it as my character knows.
It's preposterous. Nobody would bring a sword underwater. It would rust.
She's a watery tart lobbing scimitars.
Can someone explain to me who this lady is?
Who knows the story of the Lady of the Lake? Bear?
Theoretically, you do. My character.
My character does.
My
but
character
I don't.
My
does
character
not.
would barely know.
Do you know the Lady?
Yeah.
of
So
the Lake?
the Lady of the
Pretend
Lake.
you're him now.
So in most cases, the Lady of the Lake is an enchanted being who lives below the waters of a placid lake. She's where Excalibur is drawn from,
Right.
and generally where Excalibur is sent back to at the end of many of the Arthurian legends. She's also potentially in some legends the mother of Lancelot du Lac, Lancelot of the Lake.
I think she's neither friend nor foe. She could be either, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do I know of a lake near Leitrim?
Ooh, very good. Loch Gill.
Loch Gill. So after Elias explains the Lady of the Lake, there is Loch Gill near Leitrim.
And you also know of an abandoned castle on Loch Gill called Park's Castle.
So we're believing then potentially, Iara, that everyone's being drawn to this castle.
So Dave, good thought on using Scholar to
Yes.
figure this out.
It
So
seems like it would.
possibility for that.
Alright, cool.
Seems as though it would be most likely to match with the.
How big are the
Lady of the
castle
Lake.
environs? Would it take 100 pilgrims, 1,000, 5,000?
Right, depends on
How
the
large
size
is
of the
this
people.
castle?
It's not a huge castle, so
About the size of
fully
the.
staffed, it would probably be, like 50 to 75 people, and that's including, all living quarters, all jobs filled, that type of thing.
It is not a large castle.
So as a small fortress like this, the rest of the rabble would be outside, waiting to either catch a glimpse or get in.
Yes, it would seem as though they would not be going and staying within the castle. There would not be enough space for
The
all of
family
them.
that went before us, they seem to take a distaste to us. Do we wish to remove them from the picture so that they don't create an issue for us when we get there?
I think that
So go pass it around.
making somebody
Park's Castle
disappear
looks
would. I have the hiccups now. Would draw attention to us. This is going to be a problem.
I think murdering an innocent family would be,
How were they
untoward.
extremely suspicious? What was their reaction?
I'm uncertain if extreme would be the word. They did not take well to us, or potentially Elias. I'm uncertain which way it went, but they moved on. And in past, when I've seen someone move this way, something's happened to turn them against.
Well, they were poor and they could have just not been not trust someone that that they don't know.
Poor has nowhere else to go but down. I mean, they would lose pretty much nothing from a position of nothing. If we're not taking their life, that means there is nowhere farther for them to fall.
There's one perspective.
I would
It is
think
the only perspective. Everything runs this way. In your space, the dragon kills all contenders. It is on the top. This is the way the demons are. As you move down, power controls power.
So you'd know from what he's describing from especially from the dark, that would draw the attention of the dark.
the way
His
that
actions.
that guy's actions.
No.
Oh.
What Max is suggesting.
Oh, okay, I got you. So as he's talking, it's going to be attracting the darkness.
No.
Oh.
If he actually commits the
Oh,
act,
okay. I got
that
you.
would
I
definitely
see.
attract
Okay.
the darkness.
Okay.
Or the force of dark.
I see. I would not suggest we try to get rid of them. It does not seem as though it was a large reaction. If they questioned, did they question you?
No, they were not particularly forthcoming in any way.
I think most likely it would be best just to leave them. If they are of poor means, even if they were to say something, I wouldn't imagine anybody would really listen too much to them. So I think that we are fine to just leave them be.
I have a second thought. Possibly I should wash. If I remove the stuff from my clothing, it could have possibly been what turned them off as well. Have you been able to find a stream somewhere?
Can we do a check to see if there's any water by, or do I know if there's any nearby
You know
stream?
this area pretty well. No.
Okay.
I mean, there's no spring, no fresh water. The closest body definitely would be Loch Gill.
Okay.
Where I come from, this is normal attire, but for potentially weaker stomached creatures like them,
That is a very good point. You would probably have shocked them a bit with your appearance.
maybe it was not Father Elias, maybe it was me.
It could have been a mixture of both, as I glance at him.
Well, I can tell you that they weren't in any specific way put off by us. They just weren't very sociable.
Yes.
Well, they ended the conversation.
Probably weren't in the mood to talk or take on extras.
I think we asked too many suspicious sounding questions. Everybody in this line seems to already know what they're doing and where they're going and why they're doing it.
We need to figure out what it is they're doing and we need to
Without asking
mimic
questions.
it. Yes.
So, with that being said, I do not know of any nearby. Really, the only the closest water is Loch Gill, so we will need to figure out a different way to.
Maybe we can approach from the far side and not be seen, and I can wash.
That could possibly work if there's nobody camped on that side. Yes.
The side that you're on, going to be approaching, you will be approaching Parks.
Okay.
The castle.
The castle side. Okay. Perhaps we are going to be approaching the castle side, so let's venture off of this path and go around to the other side of the
As always, you lead, so follow.
So if you head more southeast, your best estimation is you won't go into, you hit Parks Castle.
Okay.
Loch Gill's not a huge loch, but it's not small either.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
Nobody's going to notice across, like, oh my god, he's bathing off gore.
right.
Yeah, what is that?
So, I mean, doing your best to avoid, like large traveled areas, you should be able to get along the shores of Loch Gill about a couple miles away from where you believe the castle's at, so that way you can go and clean off and rinse out your clothes. And
That's mainly what I'm going to do. I'm
hair.
going to take the outer clothing off, wash any exposed skin, wash the clothing, wring it out as best I can, and then hope that the gray afternoon will dry it by the time we get there.
Yeah, I mean, it's hot, it's warm, it's just dark.
Yeah, I get it.
As you wash up and then you walk along the shores of Loch Gill, as you start getting kind of closer, you can see Parks Castle off up in the distance. And what it looks like is outside of the castle seems to be almost like a tent city and just a lot of activity. You would estimate maybe about 200 people all around the outside of the castle.
It's not a large gathering, is it?
You said 200?
About 200 humans, yeah.
That's a large gathering to me.
It's not quite as many as I expected, but it is still a large gathering for this area. This is not normal for this area by any means.
Okay.
You said the castle was supposed to be abandoned.
Well, yes, it used to be abandoned, but it would make sense that this is where they are gathering, so it is not a surprise that it is no longer abandoned.
Will they take kindly to your presence here?
No, probably not, based on it seems as though they are, again, as Joan said, seems as though they're trying to move against us. So I do not think that an elf would be present here. However, no, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So yeah, I think I should stay back.
So, out of character, he didn't say they were massing against elves.
Oh.
They're just coming into elven territory, and that's hasn't been done before.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, maybe we should get a little closer and try and, mingle.
Maybe if we, find somewhere to stand, we can just eavesdrop.
It would not be a bad plan.
It'd be good if we had a tent. We'd fit right in.
That was not amongst the belongings we found.
Nope.
And I don't have a tent myself.
Me either.
I just have a backpack and some
Are
rope.
there, so with that many people, there are probably several light sources. Are people moving about, outside of the tent city? Are they kind of up and down the road, kind of scattered?
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, picture, you saw Parks up against the water, and so on the other side of the castle, as it just kind of fans out, you can see just, that's where, tents are starting to pop up. As you guys start moving closer, you definitely start hearing the bustle and noise of people. You hear like children laughter. You hear, an anvil going. It's like a small little tent town as you guys are getting closer. And as you start looking on, the roads coming in from the north and other directions, you can see people steadily, coming in.
Okay.
Perhaps you as humans can go forward and, as Azrael suggested, just listen in and see what information you could glean.
We could walk among the stalls and the tents and see. Absolutely. Specifically, as we walk in, what I am looking for, and I know this is profiling, but I am looking for someone that looks scholarly, or potentially someone who is orating. So I have an ability for psionics called Copycat.
Okay.
When a psi needs to learn something in a hurry, he can simply take it from someone else's mind. Copycat allows him to borrow a number of skill adds from a target, either willing or unwilling. The psi must choose a target and the skill to be copied before making the telepathy roll. If the target doesn't happen to have that skill, there's no effect. A standard success is 1 add, good is 3, outstanding is 5. And again, my thinking is looking at a potentially a history and or faith. Probably faith would be my strongest one. That's why I'm looking for someone that's closest to it, because why waste it?
Okay. As you guys start walking closer and you kind of peel off more closer to the water, just amongst the the rocks along the shore, and you guys start moving in on the outer sides, on the outer edges of the tent city are more of like residential tents where people are sleeping and whatnot. As you start kind of moving in between the tents and moving towards, you can start seeing things like hawkers starting to sell different wares, different food items.
Are the hawkers selling the standard BS that goes with?
Yes.
So they're selling pictures of illuminations of the lady, pictures of the lady, pieces that the cross was crucified on her, things like that.
No, they're
Not
not scheming hawkers. They're hawkers selling fabrics and clothes and spices, and so it's
a flea market.
kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I am
fair.
specifically looking for somebody orated.
Yeah.
So as you start moving your way through, go ahead and roll find for me.
Another one of those great abilities I do not have. That's an 8.
That's an 8. Your DN was 10, just a standard one, and so
Do you want me to help?
You can.
Can I help?
I'm looking for somebody that's speaking on the faith. I may be able to pull something from him or her.
I just made it worse.
I don't know.
Well, I think this is
I don't think it's that
This
way.
is very important information.
There you go. Nice.
26.
26.
Much better.
So that's a 17 total.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the right way. Yes, I can hear him myself.
Good. Let's go.
So,
Let's go see what we can find out.
As the two of you kind of start talking and pointing and looking, just being able to pinpoint, you can see and hear people kind of coming towards the center of the like the center of the tent city that's right butted up against the gates of the castle.
Okay.
And
the castle gates are shut. You can tell that.
The castle gates are shut, at least on this side.
Elias, keep an eye up for Ava just in case she's made it in here.
Okay.
So sitting, not really directly in front, but near the closed gates, is just kind of a kindly old man sitting in a chair, just a wooden chair, and he's got several children kind of sitting around him as he smiles upon them, and just a semicircle, a semi-ring of other adults just standing around, and they're all just kind of listening to this older grandfatherly gentleman talk to the group.
About what?
So as you start getting up close, you can hearing some of the conversations, and so he's like, again, during these times, we are blessed to be part of the formation of the Lady of the Lake as she spreads her benevolence and guidance upon us in this world. So we are lucky. We are in great times. And he just kind of, looks down the children and is like, you're going to get to grow up in the benefits of the lady. And just kind of starts talking about very specifically, the Lady of the Lake. And you gather that this is new, and the questions are, well, why am I drawn here? And he explains that this is the lady's the lady's presence.
That's my guy. So I'm going to go looking for faith. Now, does the axiom level matter for the use of psionics?
Yes, it does. Okay. So psionics is social. It's based off the social
I'm
axiom.
an axiom level 23 for this psionic ability.
Social 16 in the Aisle, so.
Yeah,
you're
so
good.
basically you're going to roll. If you roll a 1, you're creating a contradiction and you disconnect.
Okay.
Just don't fucking
So
roll
I'm
one,
going-
man.
There you go.
I'm going against his willpower or mind.
Okay. So it's going to be a DN of 10.
17. So I made it with a +7.
So it's going to be a good success.
So I'm going to pull 3 points of adds from his faith.
Okay.
And then
So he loses, or
No. It's just I'm copycatting.
Got it.
Basically, I'm looking for information.
Got
So
it.
now I'd like to make a faith roll.
Okay.
I don't know how well I'm going to do with this because my suspicions is going to end up being mind. Oh, it's spirit. I have a little bit better roll than that. So that is going to be a net 12.
Okay. So
What does he know with a 12?
So that is a challenging rating.
Is that good? I don't even know.
As you start delving into them and trying to start pulling out information, you're actually confronted by a different presence, a female presence. And you hear just in your mind, she goes, "What do you seek?"
Oh, fuck. Oh.
In my mind?
Yes.
I'm not an idiot, I know what that is, so I will send back psionically information.
About what or whom?
The lady.
You're speaking with her.
What are you?
I am a goddess.
What do you intend to bring to this land?
Hope.
This is a wonderful thing. How do you intend to bring hope where there is... And I'm looking around thinking that somehow I can pass my sight into her awareness in a land where darkness is.
What better tool to bring the light of hope than the virtue of hope? It is hope that is going to repel and defeat the invaders.
Do you seek worshippers?
So, without the worshippers, I do not have the power to bestow hope.
And will you bestow it upon leaders? All? A select few?
It appears that my leader has just stepped forward.
I don't know what to say to that. Keep in mind that my spirit axiom is a 4. So really, I'm just talking. But you mean me?
So, this is Aysle. Heroes come up from unprecedented and unexpected places.
Heroes also have done something of worth or note in the lands that they are in.
You kind of feel delving.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you see
like that.
You see flashes of like past battles. You know, you see flashes of friends going down beside you, but you continue to fight. Yeah. You see, you trying to rally, and then lastly you see a memory of you and Jones crossing the Maelstrom Bridge, and she says, I'm
not certain I'm the correct hero for you.
Humility is also a virtue amongst the heroic.
Damn it. What would you ask of your hero?
I want you to clean my chapel underneath, but you will not be able to enter for the forces. Fuck you!
That wasn't me! Victoria started it! Victoria was snickering on trying desperately to look the wrong way.
We both, instantly, I'm like, la 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 la. And when you said that, we both just went.
I can be your plumber, ma'am.
Clean my chapel underneath. What did you expect the reaction to be?
Well played. Okay.
You said it.
So I don't know if you're going to keep that in the game, but let me rephrase that. It said, I need you to cleanse the chapel underneath the castle for me.
What does it contain? And why can't you do it? A goddess?
It contains a presence from your world.
I am your man.
I know.
And I'm gonna... Azrael should be right next to me. I'm gonna touch Azrael, make the motion to follow me. How far is Elias from me?
He's just kind of wandering off. So
when it becomes my turn, I do have something specific I want to do.
So as you kind of start looking around, you can feel the connection of the goddess. What she says is, speak with Father Jasper. He shall aid you, but you're going to need to come to Dooney Rock. And with that, you can kind of feel the fleeting contact that you have with her start to dissipate.
And this whole time, I didn't hear it. I just saw him going staring off into nowhere because he's having a brain conversation. So I'm like,
brain conversation.
Max, poke him, and then he goes, let's go. And I'm like,
follow
okay.
So
we need to find Elias.
What are you doing?
So I have tea and all the accoutrements to put on a tea party. So, which tea is a prevalent thing where I come from. And I want to, in an effort to meet some of these new faces and share in their testimony, I'm going to plop down and I'm going to try and make a small fire, and then I'm going to start offering up tea. As people walk by, I'm going to offer free tea.
Okay.
To sit and share with me, their stories of their faith.
It's a bit, the
tea's not going to be done by the time I poke you and go, we need to go.
So as you start preparing, you're laying out the stuff for tea, you feel that.
We need to go.
We need to go. Follow me.
Okay, I guess I gather up the tea things.
Sorry, folks. False alarm.
He's getting all of his cups out.
Just,
Aww.
put the stuff away and kind of stand up and kind of blindly follow and be like, what did you find?
In a moment.
Okay.
And head out to where I believe that
That's right, you're still
Iara
down.
is.
Okay. So he starts making his way back out to where you guys came from.
Wallow.
So yeah, no problem. You make your way out.
Rain check on that tea. That does sound good, though.
Certainly.
So once we are with Iara, I don't put much faith in this. I don't put much faith in anything other than my own two hands, but something spoke to me. It was a creature of some sort. It identified itself as the lady, as a god, and it suggested that I was the hero that it was waiting for.
What do you mean it spoke to you?
I am able to speak with beings in their mind, and I will do a telepathy roll with him. Telepathy is one of my abilities.
Okay.
Speak with you in your head. This is what I mean.
I do not appreciate that invasion.
I understand, but you don't even need to speak with your mouth. Think with your mind, and I will hear you. Think one thing that I can then repeat to you vocally.
Apologize is what I think.
Apologize is what you were thinking.
Yes.
So, I spoke with this being. It has identified me as its hero. That aside, it also let me know that something from Tharkold is here. I assume under this castle. There is a chapel below, a chapel under. I didn't get a clear sense of what that was. But she led me to know that we need to speak with Father Jasper at Dooney Rock. Do you know
wait a minute.
Dooney Rock?
That's going to be outside of our mission parameters. We're here to recon. We're not here to...
So stepping, sorry for the role playing. The clarification is she said come to Dooney Rock, and you know from the contact that Father Jasper was the old grandfatherly
old man.
figure. Yeah. So sorry about that.
Very good.
We're combating something that is opposed to this being that commune with you. That would, I mean, we're not here for that. I thought we were here just to recon, assert whether
we are.
there is a presence or not, which I think is pretty easily. I think we can say.
I
Yes,
think
there
I think
is.
you solved that.
We did. There's definitely a presence, but I believe we still need to figure out whether this presence is
Malicious.
malicious
Well,
or.
I can't tell you if the creature I spoke to in my head was malicious, but if there is a creature of Tharkold, a demon or abomination or mutant, we should take it out.
How could it possibly have gotten here, though?
As best I've understood, looking at Jones' maps, it could easily have crossed Aysle at the northern ridge, made its way across water. I mean, if it flew, if it was one of the demons, the Tharkoldu, it could easily have flown here in days.
But would they do that? Would they leave their cosm?
I believe the demons think if there's anything that they are capable of overcoming, they will leave to get it. Power is power. Anything that they can get to solidify their strength, they would go after. If Thrachin or Jezreel or even Volkov decided that there was something in Aysle that would benefit their rise to power, their rise to control, to break the nine and be the one lord, as you guys called it, like your Malro and your Gauntman, I think they would take every opportunity to do it. So I absolutely believe there could be something down there from my realm, and it wouldn't be that hard to get here.
I do agree with Elias that we were told not to engage and to come back with information. So I do not know if we should.
No, you're right. We should go back. We should tell him.
We should
You
go
are
back
right. I'm
with
not-
this information.
Yes.
I was disconnected from the mission, but you're right. But I think we should make haste.
Yes, I
If
agree.
this creature is able to solidify its powers, if it potentially has some of the powers I've seen, it could take these masses over and have an army.
It seems though she thought that you were her hero. Is that what you said? Correct?
That's what she told me.
What if, in fact, the person that you communed with was the demon itself?
I had thought of that as well, and that is possible. It's the reason why I'm willing to leave, talk with Jones before we move forward.
I believe that would be the best course of action. We have done.
Wise.
We have succeeded in our mission. We have obtained information. We should return.
Then I say we make haste.
Yes.
So it's about noon after everything here, and at a double march, especially with the route, you should get, you didn't travel all that long. I mean, a couple hours get you back to the beach.
I'm a little concerned that we have yet to find Ava.
That concerns me as well. But any good soldier would return to the point of ingress, so I expect to find her at the beach when we get there.
Agreed. If she is not there, we will take some time and attempt to find her if needed.
So as you guys start moving, Max, you start feeling almost like a longing, like you're, it just kind of feels like you're like a bit of homesickness right now. It's that something's just not right, but that kind of uneasy feeling of leaving like a loved one or a task unfinished.
Oh, Barry understands what you're saying.
So as you guys go, are you kind of moving at a double time?
Yes.
Yeah.
The further you get, I need you to make a reality roll for me.
Just Barry or all of us?
Just Barry.
Okay.
That's messing with me. Hey, finally an upside. 11.
So you feel a pull to come back that your task, the quest is not finished. It's ultimately Aysle pulling at you. You've been charged with a quest that you are now not doing, and so you can feel that pull. You're able to resist it, but it's now something palpable in you.
I will let them know. Something is drawing me back. I feel a compulsion. I've had this on me before. The Tharkoldu can do this to people. Actually, some of the better psionics can do this as well. But I feel the strain. If I start doing anything odd,
Kill you?
not.
Did you,
No, I was thinking something a little less extreme than that. Knock me out and bring me back.
in your communication with this entity, did you agree to perform any action?
I
or
did not
agree to anything
specifically,
to
but
it?
I told her that I felt she was correct, that I would be the right choice. But no, I did not agree or signed anything.
So over the next couple hours, you guys make your way back to the beachhead. And so, what do you do there?
Is Eva there?
For Ava.
We were looking for Ava.
Okay, yeah, you actually find her.
Okay.
Oh, good.
It's good.
Chilling at the beach.
So I'm going to let her know that well done. That the soldiers should return to their begin point. Dig up the other radio
Okay.
and make the call.
So you squelch over, to Jones, and when Jones gets on the radio, he's like, "Shh." He's like, confirm you want exfil.
Confirmed.
He's like, "Shh, shh, copy, en route."
Should we update him about this over the radio, that there might be a Tharkoldu here?
I don't think so. There are listening devices that could cross that.
And we should probably seek the security of privacy with Dr. Jones. We would share the information with him.
That's my feeling. Once
Sounds
once
good.
there, he can choose to send us back or not.
Agreed.
So he copies, and then about an hour, the boat driver that originally dropped you guys off, he pulls back in.
I asked Ava, did she find anything in her
So did you ever
travels?
find the
Did
horses?
Did she see or find any or meet up with anyone? I mean, does she have any intel?
So she says that she couldn't locate the horses. She circled back, found your tracks to the battle scene, and then from there couldn't find your tracks. So she figured at the point of separation, she would just kind of come back and wait, and that's where she was at.
Get on that boat.
Yep.
So it brings you back, and maybe about now it's about 6 p.m. and you board back up on the destroyer, and Jones pretty much immediately brings you into a small meeting room, and without preamble is like, what did you find?
Max.
Well, I spoke with the entity that identifies itself as the lady. The
You
lady.
spoke with it. You found it?
I
Kind
spoke
of.
with it. I did not find it.
Okay, I apologize. Continue.
We believe the lady is who is drawing all the people there. Humans. All the humans there. We spoke with a family upon the road. They had mentioned to Elias there that they were going to see the lady, or they were drawn to the lady. So when the entity identified itself as such, I assumed we had found it. It's easiest for me to explain it that way. She spoke to me and said that there was a creature from my lands invading there, and that it was in the chapel that was below. We were at Park's Castle on
Lockgill.
Lockgill.
Loch Gill. We were at Park's Castle on Loch Gill, And so I believe the chamber or the underneath is under Parks Castle. And I was asked to speak with the old man that I spoke with to begin with, and then come to Dooney Rock, which Iara says she can find for me.
So Dooney Rock basically is a big rock in the middle of the water.
Got it. As you know, also, your crew that was supposed to meet us did not survive. We are not sure how they were killed, but they were not.
They were murdered.
Yes, and there
was no outward signs of trauma.
And the horses that were supposed to meet us had been turned into undead.
They are powerful creatures. Why did you not speak of horses to me before? They would be very valuable in the lands of the Tharkold.
It's like, that would be the work of a powerful necromancer then.
Yes.
Is that beyond your skill?
It is. I can only change humanoids. I am not able to change beasts.
Noted. Thank you. Back to this lady. Did
Yes.
this lady identify herself as anything?
Herself, when I asked about the lady and a goddess, I believe she may have actually said God. It was a long run back.
Is there anything else you can describe about this lady?
No, as I said, I didn't see her. She has the ability to invade my mind. And
Through another mind. Didn't she get to you through the guy?
No.
Okay.
No, I'll explain that at another time, but simply I pulled the ability to do what I did from him. But it was mind to mind. And she's strong. I was trying to resist her, and she was able to break through my defenses to pull images from my past.
So it's potentially not a goddess, but it could be a psionicist.
It could simply be a Tharkoldu that has abilities stronger than mine. They do exist.
But there's no definitive proof then that this is indeed a god.
No, she said that she intended to bring hope to the people. And I asked her, how could she bring hope in a darkened land? Iara has explained to us that the lands there are dimmed, I guess would be the description, because of the type of magic that's used there.
Yes, the proximity to the stronghold of the dark. Thorian is just north in Belfast, so by proximity, that area of the island is more inclined toward the dark.
Understood. She said that would be the best place to bring hope, to bring light to the darkness, which, now that you mention it, I begin to review the words she used. I believe you are right. I believe that it is a vile entity that has invaded my mind and pushed me to return. I still think it exists down below Parks Castle.
So, in essence, your reconnoitering brought me no new information at all. We still don't know.
No, just more issues.
Did you already know of the Lady of the Lake?
The Lady of the Lake? You didn't say the Lady of the Lake, you said the lady.
Well, she identified herself as the Lady of the Lake. No, she
said
did
she
not.
was the lady, but we were looking for
the Lady of the Lake.
And
We made the
from what you
connection,
told Father Jasper brought up the Lady of the Lake in his speakings to the children.
And on the walk in, the folks that Father Elias spoke to had mentioned the Lady of the Lake as well.
They spoke of the lady, and we, based on Elias's knowledge of the lady.
Are you familiar at all with the Arthurian legends?
Yes.
No.
No.
So, King Arthur was the king of the Britons, and he united the land, and his reign was strong enough to where the land thrived with his health. When he was in decline, the land declined, it suffered. With Aysle's unpredictability in magic, it's quite possible that it took this lore, this legend, and magically manifested itself into a goddess. I'm not dismissing what your suspicions might be. That very well could be it as well. However, because this is Aysle, this very well could be a new goddess. I think you're going to need to investigate further and get confirmation if this is a goddess that's ready to lend its power to the forces of light, or if this is indeed some sort of Tharkoldu that is attempting to taint this area. I imagine if it is a Tharkoldu, you would be interested in it as well.
What is a Tharkoldu?
The demons of my realm. They have,
Devils.
well,
You could call them devils.
they have corrupted magic, and they have obfuscated the use of occult tech enough that they are creatures of another realm, effectively, which they are. But even within their realm, they are different.
To put it in layman's terms, it's winged devils that have their cybernetics.
devils.
This is not something I want in my Isle.
Cyber devils.
Cyber devils.
They are greatly powerful. They fly on wings. It takes much to stop them.
We did not want to go further as we did not, you said not to engage initially, so we were concerned that if we were to go where the voice told him to go, that may result in possibly a fight.
And blowing our cover entirely.
Yes.
Well, we didn't assign you any type of knock. However, from here on out, I do believe that we're going to need to change the objective of the mission. Determine whether or not the Lady of the Lake is indeed a real goddess, or if this is a Tharkoldu obfuscation to be able to take the land here. This potentially could be in a counter-strike against Uthorian. Is this a new alliance between Uthorian and whatever Tharkoldu dupe that this person may be working for? I believe you're going to need to suss out the nature of this.
We shall return.
There's still a little bit of daylight left. I suggest you leave immediately, bring you back to the beach, set camp up there, and then attempt your...
I don't know if the beach is the best place for us to camp. When we originally came upon the beach, our men had met their demise.
Then I will leave that up to your discretion out in the field. So you have the radios, report back when you need exfil, or if you can, report back if you need a hard exfil.
Will do.
Godspeed. He gets up and heads out the door, and with that, we will close out this session and re-enter into the realm of Aysle next week.
All right.
And does that wrap up that first act?
Thank you for joining us on another NCRP Productions podcast. We couldn't do this without you, so please like and subscribe everywhere we're found, including YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Google, Apple, Spotify, and other great podcast sites. If you'd like to help us continue making more content, we'd love to have your support on our Patreon. And if you have any feedback for us, please feel free to comment on our podcasts or email us directly at ncrpproductions@gmail.com. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our current patrons, our Siegson Employees of the Month, F.S., Michael H., Michael P., and our Breaker of Seals, the Jones, Frank H., Christopher C., Matthew K., and the Lab. Trademarked. Thank you all. We truly, truly appreciate it.